Who gave you your first break, and how important is that?
Seventh Heaven, when I was a kid, the television show.
Yeah.
That changed my life. That changed both of our lives.
Behind the Brand features the people who are making things happen. Get the insight.
Today I'm
to
here
grow
with
your
actress
biz
Jessica
from
Biel and her
experts
brother,
together.
who've
Get
gone
behind
into
the
business
brand.
to launch a sustainable brand of handbags and accessories. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us,
Thanks,
Bryan.
Bryan.
Repurpose elements as the main design focus on every line we do. So we started with this BARE Burlap collection. It started with these sacks that came from all over the world. So they started in India, in some distant land where they use the jute plant and they cut it down and they soak it in rivers for months.
Okay.
And then it goes to South America and gets filled with coffee beans and pickers and goes through rainforest and oceans and across custom lines. And it ends up in Denver, Colorado, where we go around to these different roasters and pick them up. And then we pair that with the very finest quality materials we can find. So we pair it with the highest grade wax canvas and solid brass hardware and all this leather that all from long withstanding U.S. company, and we make it right there, 10 minutes from our house in Denver.
So I usually ask my guests, how'd you get this job?
I got this job basically following something that I've always wanted to do, which was go into business with my best friend here. And Grace and I grew up together in Colorado and come from very different disciplines in terms of our skill set and what we focus on business-wise, but since we were maybe 16, it's been something that him and I always talked about doing and creating a business together, and this was really our first venture into that passion.
And you brought your sister along with you.
Did.
Tell us, Jessica, why are you here?
Well, I'm the boss of him, so I have to make sure he stays in line. No, I'm here because, my title in this job is a little bit, it changes. I think more than anything, I'm a supporter, I'm an investor, I'm one of the creative components. We talk creative all the time.
So a lot of people who watch this show, they're entrepreneurs. They want to know what it's like to go into business with your family. Now, you guys are brother and sister. Let's talk about that dynamic a little bit. You said you're the boss of him. I believe that.
Not anymore.
Just keeps me in line, that's it.
I just make suggestions.
Sure.
Strongly worded suggestions.
She made few on the car ride over here.
What's the dynamic? We we're 3 years apart. I'm older. We weren't close when we were young. I just think because, you were doing different things. I was older doing whatever I was doing.
We were apart a lot as well.
We were apart a lot because I was working. Our parents decided to move back to Colorado, so then we were really quite far. You never know what you're going to get with siblings. You don't. You really don't. It's such a crapshoot. And I feel lucky because it hasn't been hard. Like, there's not a lot of drama yet. We have a really nice working relationship. He does live in, these guys do still live in Denver. I still live in LA, so we're not on top of each other all the time. These guys have been best friends since, I don't know, 4th grade? Sixth grade, something.
Middle school.
So the dynamic there is probably, they're more like brothers, I would say, than we are even more like siblings in a way. In a way, because they work so closely together now. But it's been an amazing experience, and I feel so lucky because we are now so much closer and are constantly talking about interesting things that we both care about all the time, instead of like, oh, I've got to make my monthly phone call. Hey, how are you? You need money? No, you're good, bye.
It's not always money.
It's not, but that's what you feel when you're an older sister. You always feel like, are you okay? You're good, you're eating? Okay, fine. But we have such much more of a real friendship and a partnership. It's lucky, I think.
So let's talk about how to build community, because that's how you get your message out far and wide. And we know that people share awesome. They don't share stuff that's mediocre or not remarkable or whatnot. So how are you doing that? And then how can you leverage Jesse's community or celebrity clout to then take it into the stratosphere? Let's unpack it a little bit. So are you on Twitter?
Yes.
Okay, and so it's you pushing the buttons, or do you have a publicist pushing button for you, or how does it work?
It's usually me pushing the buttons.
Okay.
If not, my assistant and I are talking about like something funny we could tweet. Like we would go back and forth about, oh, is this funny? Is this inappropriate? Am I going to get in trouble for that? Because you have to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, you can say something that you think is funny and you offend somebody, and that's you know, it's kind of the wild, wild west a little bit out there.
Yeah, and I guess depending on who you are, you can get away with it or not. Like
That's true.
Patton Oswalt, you know, is just,
He's phenomenal.
yeah, he is, right?
He's great. He's a great guy, but yeah, his tweets are unbelievable.
Yeah. How would you feel about a movie or a show that's exclusively online? Would you be attached to something like that? Does it feel like it's there's more value or less value?
I think there is value for content in the more progressive, unorthodox places. There's absolutely value, absolutely.
So if you got pitched a show, and they said, okay, it's going to be exclusively online, it's going to be a YouTube show,
Okay.
you feel good about it?
Well, it depends. What are the elements?
Yeah.
Who's directing it? Who's DPing it? Who are the other actors? Is it a limited series? How long is my commitment? What's my part?
Right.
There's a lot of questions I would have, but I would ask all those same questions if it was Warner Brothers, you know? Great, Warner Brothers, that's an amazing place to work, but what are these other elements? Because making a film, if anyone knows anything about films, what you start to learn really quickly is everything's a risk. Everything. Every element, even if you have the top-notch elements and you're checking off the 10 boxes that you feel need to be checked off to make this film, there's a major possibility still for it to not come out or it to not be what you wanted.
Yeah. So what is the risk? Is it the risk to your reputation, or because you get paid regardless, right? But what other risks might we not know about intuitively?
I mean, there is definitely a struggle, I think. Well, I mean, for me, I feel kind of old school in my sensibility about, like what I was saying earlier, I could be better on social media. I love film. I love old school television. I love going to the movies. Like, that is a part of my history. That is a part of why I'm even in this business, because that experience, going to the movies, I still cherish and treasure, and I don't want to give it up.
Yeah.
So I am probably less progressive than a lot of people are right now, and I keep my foot firmly in the old school and dipping my toes in the pond of the new school all the time.
Yeah.
But I guess at this point, I mean, I feel like it's about striking a balance and being open to where the good stuff is. Where is the good content?
So it doesn't
and you
matter
have
where-
to go there.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, if there's an incredible character that you can't say no to, and it's with a director that you're dying to work with,
Or a host,
or a host, I mean, you
Up-and-coming
got to
web
give it a
show.
go.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess what you're asking in regards to what are the things that maybe people, like regarding your reputation or something.
So you have no problem with it, whether it lives online or it lives on the silver screen, it doesn't matter to you. It's all about those other elements.
I wouldn't say that I have a problem with it. I would calculate very carefully about making a decision to do a YouTube show, because there is that like bit of mystery about film and about going to the movies. You know, that is I don't know if you guys feel this way, but there's like a sparkle of golden. What is that like thing that we love about film, and that is a culture, we can't get enough of it.
Behind the brand
You get
features the
shot
people
with
who are
friendly
making
fire.
things happen.
Whoops,
Get the
it was
insight
me.
on
I'm not
your
very good with
biz
this gun.
from
So you shoot me and I go down, I'm like, oh my God.
And I say, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Do forgive me now.
I say, come here, and you lean in.
I lean in.
Bang!
All right, that's the answer.
And I cover your body, and I call for help. And they were like, where's Keckner? I'm like, I don't know, I didn't see him.